Read the lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. You've all seen it by now. We're all buzzing by now. Newcastle United have reportedly signed their first major player in the last 2 years. Get in! I do not need to explain it to you all because Newcastle United have signed Anthony Elanga. According to Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, some of the best in the business. I'm just going to make sure. Newcastle have signed Anthony Elanga. I don't hear an echo. It must be true, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't believe it. Without further ado, if you do enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. We're not messing about today because Newcastle United have signed a player and we've got other news on Sean Longstaff potentially leaving Newcastle United to join Leeds United in what I believe is a deal that suits all parties. Without further ado, Jesus Christ. Let's get into it. It's been reported by Fabrizio Romano last night that Anthony Langa to Newcastle United is a here we go. An agreement between Newcastle and Nottingham Forest has been reached on £55 million price tag for the Swedish international. There is also an agreement with the players' camp, obviously with Newcastle United and his agent and the player. Oh my god, this feels so good. You don't realise how nice this feels to say this. After 2 years of constant links to every Tom, Dick and Harry on planet Earth, I can finally, truthfully say we've signed a player. It's also been backed up by David Ornstein that Newcastle have found an agreement with Nottingham Forest and the Swedish international on a 5-year contract. His medical will take place within 48 hours and is set to join his Newcastle United teammates at the end of the week. Now, on the medical part, Fabrizio Romano has said today, this morning, that Anthony Elanga is travelling from Faro in Portugal, where he is currently on holiday, although still training. This guy is a freak athlete and will undergo his Newcastle United medical, the first part of it, today. Of course, there's not going to be any worries about that because if you've seen the social media posts on Anthony Elanga, like I've just said, this kid looks like an absolute freak athlete. He looks like a professional sprinter. He's built like this guy looks absolutely phenomenal and he's absolutely rapid as well. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but you cannot blame him, my man. This has been a long waiting in the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even speak properly. And there's been so much talk about Anthony Elanga for £55 million, it being sort of a bad deal. Newcastle have been ripped off for who is believed as a bang average player. That's not something I'm going to buy whatsoever, and I'm not just saying that because I love to be positive about Newcastle United, because it is the thing I care about most in my life. No, it's nothing to do with anything like that. I'm not going to reiterate the points I've made about Anthony Elanga because I don't want to sound like a broken record, but £55 million, with everything considered, I'm not going to say it again, but lads and lasses, I really, really do like that price tag, and if it had to come to it, I wouldn't even mind paying £60 million to secure the services of Anthony Elanga. And all the Nottingham Forest fans on social media, which is a very, very good sign, by the way, seem really upset with Anthony Elanga leaving and at Anthony Elanga for leaving, which I'm going to bite my tongue on that one. I do not want to wind any more people up, okay? But Anthony Elanga, if he passes his medical, there's not going to be any problems about that because this guy, yet again, is a superhuman athlete, it seems, is undergoing his Newcastle United medical today and should become a Newcastle United player. Get in! Moving away from Anthony Elanga though, ladies and gentlemen, we will make a complete separate video, which won't be daily news. Oh my god, bro's getting versatile with the content. We will make a full-on video on what we can expect from Anthony Elanga. Of course, the majority of us would have seen the player that we've got here. Rapid, can work well in Eddie Howe's system. Very good on the counter-attack. Also quite decent in the final third with his finishing. But I will make a full-on video on what we can expect from Anthony Elanga. Absolutely everything covered. Just so we can kind of get a little bit discography going on the YouTube channel, I guess. Look at me using the fancy words and stuff. I should stop using them because I'm not even sure if I've used the right word there. Fingers crossed I have. But on to other news for Sean Longstaff in Leeds United. It's been reported by David Ornstein, Sky Sports News and Fabrizio Romano that Leeds are not only interested in Sean Longstaff, but David Ornstein of The Athletic has said last night Leeds United are pushing for Sean Longstaff. A third bid of £10 million plus £2 million in add-ons has been submitted, but at the time that was posted, Newcastle United had not yet replied. Keith Downey of Sky Sports reported as of this morning that an agreement between Newcastle and Leeds United is close for Sean Longstaff, yet again backing up the same fee, a £10 million initial fee with £2 million in add-ons. Fabrizio Romano says that Leeds are closing in on a deal for the midfielder. In my opinion, yes, Sean Longstaff can be valuable. Maybe not so much for the actual footballing prospect, but, you know, for like the dressing room Geordie lad, homegrown quota in the Champions League, which is important. I probably shouldn't be laughing about that, but it's not exactly like he's important to be playing week in, week out. He's a great rotational player, and when he does play for Newcastle United, he does work his socks off in some aspects. I mean, don't get me wrong, there has been some games, especially in the 2023-24 season, where he was kind of hiding from the ball. He didn't want it. He looked like a little bit of a passenger. I don't want to rain on Sean Longstaff's parade here. This would be a fantastic move for him to play regular Premier League football, and I really do wish him all the best. He's had a phenomenal career at Newcastle United for his standards. Absolutely. He's won his boyhood's club their first trophy, domestic trophy in 70 years, played in the Champions League, scored in the Champions League in one of the most memorable games that will ever be written in this club's history. That's like stuff of dreams. Without sounding cliche, that is unbelievable. But as for Newcastle United, £10 million, we don't need to say it. Of course, it goes down as pure profit. And I believe in the financial fair play world, this allows us to spend £50 million on a player on a 5-year contract, £10 million going on each year, of course, which I think is very good reinvestment money. Now, we will need to buy another midfielder if Sean Longstaff goes 100%, although we do need young Lewis Miley to get his game time 1,000,000,000. We really need to prioritise giving Lewis Miley minutes, because, yet again, just like William Masula, it's got to be their season. And there has been a little bit of talk of Lewis Miley's agents, where this was, I can't remember, but kind of being upset with the lack of game time. Now that we're playing in the Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup and Premier League, there is obviously going to be more opportunities there, especially if Sean Longstaff goes. In my opinion, I would like to see us buy another midfielder just to kind of get stacked up. Joe Willock does get injured quite consistently, which is also another worry. Could he be leaving Newcastle United this summer? Even with Joe Linton, not that he's going to leave, just with the injury segment. But also, yeah, £10 million for Sean Longstaff, who, as we all know, is entering the final year, the final 12 months of his Newcastle United contract. It was also reported, which I really, really like this, by the way. This is a very good gesture from Sean Longstaff, and Trent Alexander-Arnold should take notes. He wants Newcastle United to be compensated rather than wait in 12 months. You know, he could potentially play in the Champions League for Newcastle, wait 12 months and go on a free, which he would obviously get more wages, which with whatever club he's joining, because he's not costing them any transfer money. I like that from Sean Longstaff. I really, really do. And if he goes out that way, you've just got to hold your hands up and say, fair play, you were a great servant, you've done great things at the club, it's the right time to go, 100%, we're getting a good fee for you, and he wants us to get that fee. That's absolutely amazing in my books. I don't know if it's because I'm a big softie and I just love Newcastle United, but I really, really do like that. And £10 million for a player who is leaving in 12 months, with all due respect of Sean Longstaff's calibre, I'm taking that every day of the week. I've seen some fans say hold out for £20 million, £25 million, but I believe £10 million, with of course £2 million in add-ons, is a pretty decent deal. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Newcastle United have signed a player. Get in there. And Sean Longstaff could potentially be leaving Newcastle United. And it looks very advanced, by the way. It does look like Sean Longstaff could very well leave to join Leeds United this summer. And if he does, we'll come back to it, of course, in the coming days on the YouTube channel. We've just got to hold our hands up and say thank you, all the best. And we do wish him all the best. There's no malicious intent or kind of, I don't know, guilt or anything like that at all. Of course, we want to wish one of our own, a boyhood lad who's done great for the club, absolute best. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button. And how could you not? Anthony Elanga has signed for Newcastle United. I've been Geordie Josh. Subscribe if you are new and turn that notification bell on. I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.